Ambassador Kethvar had seen many species rise and fall across the Galactic Council chambers, but none had puzzled him quite like the humans. They were relatively new to the interstellar community, having achieved faster-than-light travel only 3 centuries ago. Small in stature compared to most spacefaring races, lacking natural armor or enhanced physical capabilities, they seemed almost fragile. Yet every seasoned diplomat whispered the same warning: never threaten their young. The Zephyrian trade delegation had dismissed such warnings as primitive superstition. After all, what could these soft-skinned bipeds possibly do to a species that had conquered 12 star systems? The Zephyrians were apex predators from a high-gravity world, their crystalline exoskeletons capable of deflecting most energy weapons. Their fleet was among the largest in the known galaxy. Commander Vexthal had been particularly dismissive when the human colony on Kepler 442b refused to surrender their mining rights. "Watch how quickly they capitulate," he had sneered to his bridge crew. "When we demonstrate our resolve on one of their breeding pods." The mistake had been swift and decisive. A single human child, barely 10 years old, was taken from the colony's education center. The Zephyrians intended it as a simple pressure tactic, a brief detention to force negotiations. They had done this countless times with other species. They had never encountered humanity's response protocol. Within 6 hours, every human vessel within 50 light-years had changed course toward Zephyrian space. Not just military ships, civilian transports, mining barges, even deep space research vessels. The human ambassador to the Galactic Council had stood before the assembly with tears streaming down her face and delivered a single, chilling statement. "We gave you the warning. Now witness the consequence." What followed would be studied in military academies for generations. The humans didn't engage in typical siege warfare or territorial conquest. Instead, they demonstrated something that sent shockwaves through every spacefaring civilization. Perfect, synchronized, system-wide annihilation. 12 Zephyrian worlds went silent simultaneously. Not destroyed by bombardment, simply empty. Every Zephyrian, from their homeworld to their most distant outpost, had vanished without a trace. Their ships remained intact, floating ghost-like through space. Their cities stood untouched, but lifeless. The child was returned unharmed to the Kepler colony within 12 hours, along with a formal apology written in the Zephyrian commander's own hand, though he, like his entire species, was nowhere to be found. Ambassador Kethvar had personally led the investigation team that examined the Zephyrian homeworld. The technology they found defied understanding. Quantum signatures suggested the entire population had been somehow displaced to another dimensional phase, existing but unable to interact with baseline reality. They were conscious, aware, but forever separated from the physical universe. Temporal isolation protocol. The human Admiral Zhang had explained matter-of-factly when questioned. They still exist, just outside normal spacetime. They'll have quite a long time to contemplate their actions. The most unsettling discovery was how long humans had possessed this capability. Ancient records suggested they had developed the technology over 2 centuries ago, shortly after first contact with hostile species. Yet they had never used it, never even threatened its use, until now. "Why keep such a weapon secret?" Kethvar had asked Admiral Zhang during the debriefing. Zhang had looked genuinely puzzled by the question. "It's not a weapon, Ambassador. It's a consequence. We told everyone from the beginning. Touch our children, face total annihilation. We meant exactly what we said." As Kethvar filed his report, he reflected on humanity's peculiar nature. They were indeed physically unremarkable, almost gentle in their day-to-day interactions. They formed alliances easily, shared technology freely, and seemed genuinely interested in peaceful coexistence. But their protection of their young transcended rational calculation. It was a fundamental force of nature, like gravity or electromagnetic radiation, absolute and unchanging. The Galactic Council updated its diplomatic protocols that cycle. The new edition was brief but clear. Under no circumstances shall any member species interfere with human offspring. This is not a negotiation. Some warnings, Kethvar had learned, were worth heeding.